Are we live? Welcome to another fabulous rendition of Too Early for This podcast. It's your host and moderator, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris Don One. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Let's get this YouTube channel as well as this podcast in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? Support my other profiles. The links are below in the description. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it in. But before we get it cracking and get it in, I first like to say this. There will be no Too Early for This podcast next Saturday due to some unseen circumstances. Your boy is going on a 4-day vacation. Okay. Well deserved, well needed. So you're not going to be able to see your boy next Saturday. So I hope y'all guys appreciate that. You know, your boy needs some time off. All right. Now, if you want to support the channel even further, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges, as well as you can cash app your boy, $ I'm Chris Don One. I read all super chats as well as cash app questions. And interrupt the stream momentarily so I can read your super chats, okay? As well as your cash app questions, okay? But you can just donate. You don't have to even give me a question. Just donate, all right? So with that being said, let's get it in. Let's get it cracking. Let's talk about it, all right? First item of discussion, a huge shout out to, an RIP to Jackie O. For those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Jackie O was she got into the entertainment scene as one of the dancers slash models on that hit show Wild and Out. Met her husband, DC Young Fly. Now, a lot of people are saying that was, they were partners. That was his girlfriend. I'm just going to keep it official. They were married. They had children. So I consider them to be married. Anywho, she went on and became a content creator on YouTube. She also has a makeup line as well as she's an entrepreneur. So a huge RIP to Jackie O, and grievances to their family. Jackie O lost her life a couple of days ago. Now, when it was first reported, no one knew how she lost her life. A lot of people just assumed it was a BBL surgery. So the information finally was revealed. Complications of a recent mommy makeover surgery. Apparently, this surgeon was going to do a mommy makeover where he was going to enhance her whole body. Tummy tuck, a BBL. Chest was going to improve her chest. A whole mommy makeover. And I remember her talking about it on social media, and she was going to plan to do a video on this mommy makeover. And unfortunately, she died due to complications of the surgery. Now, we don't know if these complications were, was from the surgeon, or her body just rejected the procedures of these surgeries. Well, no one is the wiser on why this unfortunate news happened, but it is unfortunate. We can worry about that at a later time and at a later date. Just send prayers out to the families of Jackie O, as well as DC Young Fly, and as well as their children. I believe they had like 4 children. And she featured these children on social media as well as her YouTube channel. Real positive couple. They talked about on her YouTube channel how they met, and I was a subscriber to Jackie O. I occasionally watch her videos here and there, but I was more of a supporter of DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly is a comedian. I think he's is one of the funniest comedians. That keeps me crack-a-lacking, keeps me a laughing. A very cool dude. Met him when him as well as there was two other comedians that were on tour. And met him after the show. Real laid back, cool dude. Can't say nothing bad about him. But a huge prayers goes out to Jackie O's family as well as DC Young Fly and their immediate family, their children. And basically, it's complications due to surgery. Now, when you dive deeper into this story, which is a sad story of such a beautiful woman, such a young, talented, beautiful woman. When you dive deeper into this story, now allegedly, we have to use the alleged word. Apparently, this surgeon who is internationally known on social media, I've never heard of him before. But nevertheless, he had a huge following on social media, and a lot of people went to him, particularly if you was a content creator or social media influencer. If you mentioned his name during when you're providing content to your subscribers, you get a huge reduction and discount on his as far as him doing surgery on you. But when you Google this man had several bad reviews. A lot of women, gave him bad reviews on his surgery of the finished product of their surgery. There was one woman saying that her BBL didn't look right. There was other women that were talking about, their chest and tummy tucks and things of that nature. He didn't have a lot of great news about him other than just social media influencers just bigging him up and promoting him, and large portion the real reason why they were bigging him up so they can get a discount on their procedures. Okay, so I always tell people it's you have to you can't necessarily judge a book by its cover, but I always tell people, when you get these sponsor ads and people shouting out different people, do your research, do your due diligence. Google is your friend. These established businesses and companies, it doesn't matter if it's a restaurant or this surgeon, do your own research. Google them, find out their reviews, and you'll be shocked and astonished. A lot of people that these social media influencers or content providers that you follow, and they promote a lot of these promotions. When you do the research, and you see regular average consumers giving them bad reviews, you'll be quite astonished that a lot of these social media content providers and social media influencers simply just promote these products and promote these companies based on the fact that they're getting paid for it. So when you get paid to represent or promote a product or a person or a company, you have to just look at it as face value. That person is just promoting them because they're getting paid for it, or they're getting a certain discount for it. So you have to be wary of these social media influencers and these content providers. You just can't just judge what they say on face value. So do your research. Google is your friend. Google these people. So when you Google this individual, This individual did not have a lot of great reviews. A lot of women were not happy with the finished product. They some of these women said that, on their reviews, if you look at the reviews, some of these women said they had to correct what he did wrong with another surgeon, and some of them unfortunately just couldn't. All right. So, and we also, and if you've been following me, which by the way, subscribe, support the channel, support the live stream, hit the like button, share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. But I remember us. What is that a word? Remember us. Okay. Anyway, I remember doing a live stream on Too Early for This podcast. I forgot what episode it was, but we was talking about Black China and how Black China was, getting rid of all of the enhancements on her body, a reduction on her BBL, her breasts. She got the face filters removed. And she basically talking about changing her lifestyle, changing her religion. Angela White, aka Black China, she wanted to be known as Angela White and not so much of Black China. She also she also got rid of her OnlyFans, which I highly doubt she deleted her OnlyFans, but that's neither here nor there. Just changing her lifestyle and how she perceives life. And she talked about these body enhancements, the upkeep of these things, and it's just hard to maintain this to maintain these body enhancements. So she removed a lot of this stuff off of her body. And I don't know if people forgot about this, but do you guys remember of there was a Black couple that went to Mexico, and the girlfriend wanted a BBL, so she went to Mexico because it was cheap. And then as they was coming back, they got ambushed by a gang or a terrorist group, in Mexico, and ended up two of the people lost their lives because of that. So it's just the danger of not only procedures, but the dangers of after these procedures, the upkeep that you have to constantly uh shovel out to maintain this image. And a lot of these people who are into these that have these body surgeries, when they get older, they just it just doesn't hit the same, just doesn't look the same. There's some photos out there of Nicki Minaj when she performs live, and I think she was at some recent event a couple of months back. If you look at her body now, it just it doesn't look the same as it once did when she first got these procedures. Okay. So there's good and bad in everything, but when you're doing these mommy makeovers, or when you're doing tummy tucks, and when you're trying to add more mass in your breasts, or the BBLs, or legs, or whatever, fat reduction, you have to be wary of the factors of how is this going to be the finished product? Is it going to be what you want, what you're desiring? And also you have to maintain the maintenance of this. So you have to also think about that. And there's health concerns, having this stuff in your body. I forgot the lady who was on reality TV, who was also a singer. She got rid of, she had to get rid of a lot of this stuff. And she was talking about how the upkeep, it just wasn't the same. So she had to remove a lot of this stuff. Okay. So too much of this stuff can sometimes be a bad thing as well. Like Little Kim, she got her face done so many times. And when you look at Little Kim today, it just doesn't look right. Okay. The late Michael Jackson, he was, you know, com- you know, had issues with the plastic surgery he had on his face, and it just to a point where it just doesn't look the same as you get older, and the maintenance that you have to take care of constantly to keep that image. Okay, so just be careful out there if you're into if you're thinking about doing surgery on your body. First and foremost, your body is not made to have all of that in your body. Okay, your body is organic. Okay, and people don't realize silicone, plastic, those are foreign substances to your body. Your body is going to reject those things because that's just not natural. That's just not natural. Okay, now if you want to do that, and you're old enough to do that, fine. You make your own choices. You make your own decisions. But there are risks in surgery. Just a normal surgery, there's extreme risk of and consequences of you may die from surgery. Okay, it's not an alarming high rate. I'm not saying like 90% of all surgeries in death, but I will say there is risk when you are having a normal procedure in surgery. So just be careful out there. Look at find out the surgeon that's going to do the work for you. Find out their ratings. Find out what the consumers are saying about these surgeons. And there's first and foremost, you should. I don't believe anyone should have surgery. Unless it's like if you was like an animal maim you or something like that, which is rare. But it's your choice, it's your body. You do whatever you want to do, but just do the research, do the due diligence, check out the surgeon that's going to provide this work, and see if the surgeon is qualified or if the surgeon has bad reviews. Okay, because and first and foremost, surgery, they always tell you when you having surgery, when your doctor suggests surgery, well, first of all, your doctor, he's going to tell you all the other things, and surgery is the last result. And a lot of doctors prefer not for their customers or clients to engage in surgery. All right, but sometimes there are some people that that's probably the only choice, but it's kind of rare. And your doctors, particularly with cosmetic surgery, unless something happened to your face or your body where it's been made by an animal or you was attacked or whatnot, then there's a need for surgery. But I don't think there's a huge need for BBLs. There's not a huge need for uh, enhancement in your breasts and tummy tucks and things of that nature. But it's your body, it's your choice. You do whatever you want to do. It's just there's a lot of extreme risk in having these procedures. And Miss Jackie O was having all of them done at the same time. Okay, so that's not good. So once again, send prayers out, please, to her family, DC Young Fly, and I believe they had I think four beautiful children. And since this happened, Jackie O's Instagram page, when she was promoting this surgeon, and she was promoting the fact that she was documenting this and she was going to upload it on her YouTube channel, they pulled that picture and those videos and from her Instagram page. So we don't know about what happened, what truly happened. I just think it's a combination of having all those surgeries done and her body was just rejecting it. And or it could be the fact that this surgeon did something wrong in the proceedings to rush it, or he wasn't qualified. Whatever it was, it's just sad all the way around. So just send prayers out to DC Young Fly, their immediate family, and Jackie O's family, as well as DC Young Fly's family, just send prayers as of right now. But yes, a very beautiful, talented woman. But it's just tragic, just very, very sad and tragic. But we're gonna have to move on. We're gonna move to Laurence Fishburne's daughter, and I had her name Montana Fishburne. And we're going to be talking about her. Now, if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Laurence Fishburne is a international actor who has been in several projects, several television shows, popular television shows, as well as popular movies. I think he was on CSI at one point. He was also in the Matrix movies, the John Wick franchise most recently. He was also on the hit show called Blackish that was on ABC. That was a fun funny show in my humble opinion. He started his made his film appearance first film appearance in Boys in the Hood. That's where I knew Laurence Fishburne, where he played the father to I forgot that actor name who found himself in some trouble. Can't think of his name right now, but he started there. And great actor, great phenomenal actor. And well, his daughter, which is Montana Fishburne, decided to take a different route in entertainment, and she decided to become an adult, to do Corn, to be an adult actress in Corn. Was on several Corn, videos and things of that nature. And basically, the only reason why she got she got a lot of pub in that industry because of her last name and who she was related to. Not to mention the fact she's a very attractive, but she was in a lot of those adult rated films, and was on social media. And Laurence Fishburne did not like this move that she did, so he just cut her off. And wasn't very supportive of it. I mean, would you, as a father, would you be very supportive of your daughter in the corn industry? And basically, she did that, and then she fizzled out. She became a stripper. Then, when that fizzled out, she's now into yoga and relaxation. She's a masseuse. She does a yoga training, and just doing it on her own. And I mean, when I saw the videos, and she's promoting her new venture, and she's also saying in an article she's trying to reconnect and reestablish with her father. It may not be it's the old adage of, it took you a while to get to where to a positive space. And people are going like, huh? Well, I forgot, it took her a long route to get to a decent job now. And I think she's trying to reunite and reestablish a relationship or communication line with her father. And her father probably is still upset with her her first decision, trying to get into corn and becoming a stripper. And I think she had an OnlyFans account. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it's hard to you know recommit with a family member, and you're doing this. You're doing something that your family is not positive about, not any stretch of the imagination. And Hollywood people do talk, and it's just not a good look, not so ever. And to that I say, I mean, there was a lot of things she could have done to you know uh, make a honest day's work. And a lot of people are, who are supporting the corn industry, they would say, well, that's a great job to have, to be in the corn industry. But a lot of families are not very supportive of their daughters going into the corn industry. So um, to that, I say, which by the way, I think we got 3 people in the building. Could you please hit the like button? Please hit the like button. Share this with your friends, family, and followers as well. But yeah, this is definitely not, a good look for Montana Fishburne. And is she's a therapist now, masseuse, well, not a therapist, but a masseuse. She's also she's a yoga instructor, and I think he's more proud of her doing these accomplishments than doing corn or stripping or doing OnlyFans. So um seemed like she's getting her head in the right space. And who knows, if she does enough good, let's just send prayers out to her. Hopefully her and her father establish their relationship. I don't think you should totally abandon your family members, particularly us as black men abandoning our relationships with our daughters. Okay. So hopefully cooler heads prevail and they get back together and they talk through a lot of their issues with one another, and they have a very healthy and productive relationship from here on out. Because I'm gonna be honest with you folks, you know you're waking up tomorrow is not promised. Okay, it's just definitely not promised. So if you're having issues with your family members or your friends, okay, is that issue that deep, that big, where you guys can't get into a room and just agree to disagree? Or you know you can't, if you're doing something illegal or just doing something wrong in general, you can't see how it's affecting and hurting your you know your family members of your decision. So it took her a long time to get to this point, but she's at this point now. So let's just give her credit where credit is due. So hopefully they figure this thing out. Okay. So moving on. Definitely we're gonna have to move on. So the Joe Button podcast, which I'm gonna have to say, let's give a shout out to Joe Button. I mean, when it was, when he had his issues with his former cast members, Rory and Maul, um, and they were, having beef, back and forth, these back and forth, it really hurt the image and the brand of the Joe Button podcast. On top of, he had issues with one female that was on another podcast that was under the umbrella of the Joe Button podcast. Clearly Joe Button needs an HR team, and not only that, Joe Button needed counseling, which I feel like he did after these issues with his with the castmates leaving him, the 2 guys, Rory and Maul, as well as the young lady leaving him. And when I forgot the podcast that was under the Joe Button podcast umbrella network, and even that podcast ultimately left Joe Budden. Now they're doing their own thing. Um, Joe Budden needed, needed counseling and help, and he needed an HR team that, that would, the issues that he was having with these members, of maybe the language he was using, things of that nature. A lot of them thought it wasn't cool, even though it's much deeper with Rory and Maul and Joe Budden. And we already done a live stream and a video telling you guys the real reason why they broke up. I'm not going to go into it in this podcast. You can just check it out for yourself at your own leisure. But anyway, so Joe Budden has came from a long way. And now things have completely turned around since he introduced Queen Flip. And he also introduced Melyssa Ford. Now, Flip and Ford are the new additions of Joe Budden on top of Ice and Ish and Joe Budden. And at first, a lot of people saying, man, that's too many people to be on a podcast. And I thought that this was a good concept. You got like these 5 individuals, not to mention the other personalities that are off the camera that also be like parts that be in the discussions. But just having these 5 individuals, when you're talking about Joe Budden, Ice and Ish, Flip, and Melyssa Ford, you just got these different perspectives that's going to have these different views about the content that they're going to be talking about on these episodes. Now, out of the 5, I used to think Ice, was the one that didn't really start conversations, that wasn't really talkative. He would talk when prompt, but he wouldn't talk freely. He wouldn't start conversations. He definitely did not end conversations, but he would talk if he was talked to, or if he was prompt, or it was something interesting, which wasn't a lot of things interesting him. He was the least one of the group when it was just Ice Ish and Joe Budden. Okay. Flip, he's always a talkative individual. Joe Budden can be talkative. But now with these 2 new guys, with these new members, I felt like Melyssa Ford in the beginning was just there. Of course, she would interject on certain things. She would interject her personal life. The most I have ever seen Melyssa Ford talk on the Joe Budden podcast, I mean, constantly talk or start a conversation, is when they was messing with her about her OnlyFans. I didn't even know Melyssa Ford had an OnlyFans, and she talked about her feed content. And you can tell when someone starts talking, they can. There's a difference between talking, engaging in a conversation, and being interesting in a conversation. And I just don't see Melyssa when that. Every time Melyssa Ford is in a conversation, it's really not interesting unless it's something personal about her. But when other topics of discussion was mentioned on the Joe Budden podcast, she would just talk through them. And you can clearly tell there was a lot of topics that was not interesting to her, but she joined the conversation. I do apologize for the noise in the background. I'm hearing a bunch of sirens. So if they start flying through by my studio, I'm sorry about that. Well, here it comes. Here it comes. I knew it. Okay, so that's a lot of sirens. All right, so they're basically coming for me because of the Joe Budden topic. Okay, but anywho, all right. So Melyssa Ford, would just be there. All right. So there was I think it was a recent episode where they was talking in a recent episode, Melyssa Ford talked about when she was at a party, and she was talking about Eddie Griffin, and and she had an unusual experience with Eddie Griffin. She said Eddie Griffin uh, brought a German Shepherd to the party, and she thought that was odd and awkward, and they were just laughing about it, ha ha ha, kiki. Well, that podcast made the airwaves on social media. Doesn't take that long. The internet is undefeated. And when it was brought to the attention to Eddie Griffin saying, I don't even know this lady. We never been in a party together. We definitely haven't been in a party together where I brought a German Shepherd to the party. Now, when you Google and you start to Google about this story, come to find out, a lot of people are confirming it was not Eddie Griffin that Melyssa Ford went to the party to, but it was Cat Williams. Okay. And Cat Williams is a dog lover. I'm pretty sure Cat Williams, when he does a skit or when he does his next stand-up, he's gonna talk about this, and he's gonna probably say, how in the world Melyssa Ford must have been really drunk or must have been really on that powder, because I remember that party clearly, and I'm not Eddie Griffin. Okay, I'm Cat Williams. All right. So come to find out, it was allegedly Cat Williams at this party, and Melyssa Ford attended. So when he got back to Melyssa Ford about the comments Eddie Griffin said about her, he didn't say anything flattering about Melyssa Ford. Melyssa Ford tried to low key basically say it was her bad. She didn't fully apologize to it, but she was making excuses why that story was totally false between her and Eddie Griffin. I mean, the story was true, but it was totally false about her and Eddie Griffin. It was her and Cat Williams. Now, I don't know how long ago this party was, and maybe Melyssa Ford was intoxicated. She just got the names confused, and I don't know, maybe she was on that powder allegedly, but Melyssa Ford totally got this story wrong. And then just instead of just saying, look, my bad, I apologize, I understand why Eddie Griffin feels the way he feels about me, but I was wrong about the story, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say I apologize. And I was totally wrong. At the end of the day, his his comments towards me, you know, I could be wrong about the story. I'm apologizing about the story. But I think he should owe me an apology by calling me outside my name, call me everything but a child of God. Okay. But that's what comedians do. Okay. You have to also take it with tongue in cheek. Okay. And maybe, who knows? Maybe if she would have just fully apologized, maybe Eddie Griffin comes back on social media and apologizes back to Melyssa Ford. I highly doubt it. Okay. But I'm pretty sure Eddie Griffin is going to talk about this on his next stand-up appearance, as well as Cat Williams. And they're going to make money off of this story. They're going to make money off of Melyssa Ford. It seems like everybody's making money off of Melyssa Ford except Melyssa Ford. Remember, Melyssa Ford was married to Flo Rida. Flo Rida got some extra money from this company he was suing, you know, and he once dated Melyssa Ford. Melyssa Ford broke up the relationship, and now Flo Rida is, got this large settlement, and she's like the fourth person on the Joe Budden podcast. She went from Video Vixen to OnlyFans. Now she's on the Joe Budden podcast, holding the fifth seat. Okay, which is not bad. When you look at these, when you look at the events, it's not bad. anybody, including myself, I would love to be in the 5th seat of the Joe Budden podcast. I take that back. She's the 6th seat because I think Park's seat I think Park should be in the 5th seat, and she's just in the 6th seat, and she's just there. Okay, she's collecting a check. She's there. Okay, being perfectly honest with you, I don't see Melyssa Ford. Honestly, I don't see Melyssa Ford doing Joe Budden much longer. This is just something that she's doing so she can figure out what's her next adventure or her next paycheck is going to be. But nevertheless, Melyssa Ford is on the Joe Budden podcast. She talked about this story, and this story was totally uncool. I mean, was a mix up in the names. We got 3 people in the building. Could y'all please hit the like button? Please hit the like button. I really do appreciate that if you guys hit the like button. But yeah, that's what happened. Well, 2 people. Well, that's what happened with that story. Hopefully, this story just blows away. But knowing Joe Budden, he's kind of messy. He'll probably bring it up sometime next week if there's nothing else to talk about, which there should be a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay. There has been a lot of recent events that the Joe Budden podcast can talk about other than bringing this story back to existence. Okay. So we got that story on out of the way. Some other nibbles and of tidbits of entertainment. There was a Sweetie sighting with YG. There was in Mexico. YG and Sweetie was at a pool. I'll be honest with you, I've seen Sweetie in other photos and videos. Very attractive female. She didn't look that appealing in the poolside. You know, maybe it was because the lighting, or she was in the pool. When you're in the pool, you can't wear makeup in the pool. But it was an unflattering picture of Sweetie, nevertheless. But it just Sweetie is trying to hold on to some type of popularity, and this dating rumor of her and YG just to keep her relevant on social media. A lot of people are saying that they're paying YG as well as Sweetie is paying several blogs out there to constantly talk about them. Okay. YG was once a huge rapper, came from Oakland, and in the rap career, you don't have there's not a lot of rappers that have a long longevity in that career. Some rappers just branch out and do other things because rap in essence is a finite career. You just don't last long in the music scene. Okay. And YG is one of those individuals. And plus, YG is not as far as him being a celebrity, not a lot of people are interested in YG. The only time anybody's interested in Sweetie, on the other hand, is who she's dating, and pretty much that's it. I mean, other than her being attractive, being beautiful on Instagram, and she does do music. No one fully thinks that I feel like she's more of a part-time rapper than a full-time rapper. It's just she just does rap because it's making ends, as well as she's on social media promoting other other products, excuse me. But there's a decline in Sweetie news and a decline in YG news. And now you got this news article that's saying allegedly that they're paying the blogs to keep them in the rumor news circle. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so there's your YG Sweetie news. If you are wondering what they've been doing. In other news and notes, let me pull it up real fast, real quick. In other news and notes, we might as well talk about it. I talked about it. I did 2 live streams as well as a video about Shannon Sharpe breaking up with Skip Bayless. Shannon Sharp is no longer doing. Oh, before we do that, let's talk about some more news concerning Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx took to social media talking about why he was in the hospital. Now he was very cryptic in it. But there's a lot of published reports out there, including TMZ, suggesting that he had a stroke and he had complications from the stroke. One of them was temporary blindness. Um, I forgot the other one that they mentioned. But it's very cryptic on Jamie Foxx's health. His family says he's healthy. But if you listen to a lot of publications out there, they're saying that he's not. Okay. So as of right now, I'm going to go with what the family is saying, that he's okay. He's just recuperating. I'm just going to just hope and pray that that is true. But there have been a lot of published reports out there, a lot of articles saying that he's still in bad health. Okay. So I'm just going to send prayers and shouts to Jamie Foxx. Hopefully everything is okay. All right. So that's all you can do as a fan, particularly someone on the outside looking in. Excuse me. In other news, it seems like J-Lo and Ben Affleck bought a house. They're moving furniture in it as we speak. This house is going to have everything. It's going to have a gym, a place where you can box. It's going to have a place to relax and smoke cigars and vodka. And it's going to have a nail salon, a hair salon, which, it's not going to be an actual salon where someone's going to be there 24/7. And J-Lo just hops in it whenever she wants to. It's just going to be a place, an area where they can do her hair and makeup. I'm thinking that's more so when she's at home, when she's doing TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. She gets paid to do those things. So it's, natural for her to do her social media there, as well as, I'm pretty sure that she has some production work she wants to do. Oh, by the way, check out Jennifer Lopez. I'm pretty sure she's going to have a studio in there, a music studio in there. But check out Jennifer Lopez in the Netflix The Mother. I think that's a pretty good movie from Jennifer Lopez. It's just Jennifer Lopez playing an assassin, pretty much. All right. So that's pretty much it on the the nicks and bits of celebrity news. Okay. Give me a second real quick. I'm telling you, ginger ale with ginger root does wonders for your throat, particularly when it's parched or dry. Okay. So moving on from that, we're gonna finally talk about Skip and Shannon. Been living under a rock. Allow your boy to explain. Skip and Shannon are no longer going to be doing Undisputed, and their relationship, as far as them doing Undisputed, is going to end at the conclusion of the NBA Finals. So if this is a sweep, we're only going to have a few shows of having Skip and Shannon. Like if Denver takes 2-0 in the weekend, um, you know, the run with Skip and Shannon probably going to end by Thursday. Okay, that's what I'm speculating. And I'm also speculating once the NBA Finals is concluded and we get a winner, I think the Undisputed Show is going to go on hiatus. They're going to take their break in the summer. And I know a lot of people are going to speculate, well, you know why they did that? You know why they did that? Because Shannon Sharp's no longer there. Shannon, which they have been doing this, folks, for the past 7 years. Undisputed is not on 365. Okay. Now, I do think in the early days of Undisputed, when Skip and Shannon would go on their summer vacations, they would have special hosts and special guests on the Undisputed platform. Now, most recently, I just think they just don't have any more shows. I could be 100% wrong, but I just think they don't have any more shows, and they just take their summer break and they be gone for a min, and then they come back once the start of football. Okay, and I think they come back a little bit earlier than that. Okay, that's neither here nor there. So Skip and Shannon are no more. They're not going to be debating anytime soon. Now, what? And I got this, and I pulled this article from the New York Post, and they were the first to talk about this before anybody else. But basically, in essence, Shannon Sharp and Fox Sports One, the network, concluded that it would be best to buy out Shannon Sharp. Now, there have been some outlets that are saying that Shannon Sharp is buying out of his contract with Fox Sports One. But I have heard other publications say no, 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 no. Shannon Sharp, Fox Sports One is buying Shannon Sharp out, as well as Shannon Sharp is taking his podcast Club Shay Shay. Now, I know a lot of people in the beginning thought that this was all created by Shannon Sharp. A lot of people don't realize that Fox produced that show. That's why that show was so good. As well as you have to give also some credit to Shannon Sharp as an interviewer. His interviewing skills are phenomenal, and the range is spectacular. Okay, not only he can interview ex athletes or current athletes, but he can interview actors, actresses, content providers, social media influencers, politicians. His most recent interview was with Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey don't just talk to anybody. Okay, so you can see the craftsmanship of Shannon Sharp. You see a side of Shannon Sharp that you don't see on Undisputed, but it's a debate show with Undisputed. They're not really necessarily interviewing anybody. So he has a bright future. He already has a phenomenal future as a sports announcer or a sports influencer, if you want to say that. An analyst, sports analyst. But his range is so remarkable. He has a bigger future as just an interviewer, okay, for entertainment, for sports. I mean, for the whole nine. Okay, so this guy is phenomenal. So terms were not disclosed of how much money is remaining on his contract, and terms are not disclosed on the language of the of their agreement of Shannon Sharp. Is he a free agent? Is he a free agent, or he's going to have to wait and take probably they got parameters in this agreement where he can't just take a job a year later. He just can't take a job right now. He probably have to wait a year, possibly 2 years. I'm pretty sure there's language in the agreement where Fox Sports One has written in there. He just can't just get a job once he leaves Fox Sports One. He probably will have to just sit down for maybe a year or two before he can take another job with another major network. 3 people in the building. Could y'all please hit the like button, share this content with your friends, family, and followers? Thank you. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure they have already there's an agreement there that they both have signed. And I talked about this on the live stream about the possibilities of where Shining Sharp can go. And I say the possibilities are endless. Okay. The obvious 2 places is ESPN and Amazon. Amazon, let's talk about Amazon real quick. Amazon is trying to get into the sports entertainment business. Okay. Now they already got the package for Monday night for NFL, but they want to expand that. Okay. And having Shannon Sharp on Amazon, it helps them as far as their NFL package. And he can host a lot of games. He can talk about the games. And then also Club Shay Shay can be on Amazon, as well as Shannon Sharp doing a show for Amazon. Okay, so you know he can make great money on Amazon because Amazon is desperately seeking Susan, trying to put a notch in this, trying to get into the sports entertainment side of things. Now, let's talk about ESPN. Shannon Sharp going to ESPN. That's that would be phenomenal. That would be the final nail in FS1's coffin. Now, I said this in multiple videos and in multiple live streams, okay? That when Fox Sports 1 was purging a lot of ESPN's talent, Colin Cowherd, Chris Carter, Rob Parker, Chris Broussard, Skip Bayless. I remember a while ago, this was like 7 years ago, and everyone saying, well, it's over for ESPN. It's over for ESPN. And I said, no, fools, because ESPN is still in more households than Fox Sports 1. That was 7 years ago. Today, the truth is still there. ESPN is in more households than Fox Sports 1. Now, there have been shows where Undisputed ranked higher than First Take. But at the end of the day, First Take is a rating juggernaut, okay? And Undisputed is not too shabby, okay? It's the second best place to be at, okay? If you can't get a job at First Take, then going to Undisputed is not a major L, okay? It's just not the biggest show in sports entertainment goes, all right? So, with that being said, Shannon Sharp going to ESPN will be pretty phenomenal because you already got Stephen A. Smith, which they only got 1 year remaining on Stephen A. Smith's contract. We're going to talk about this a little bit later about Stephen A. Smith's contract. Then you already signed Pat McAfee, and now you're getting ready to sign Shannon Sharp, having all three of those personalities on ESPN. And if you listen to a lot of articles about ESPN, they're thinking about having an ESPN service where it's streamed. So you get all of the best ESPN content like Sports Center, First Take. Instead of, signing up for a cable and satellite package, you can just sign up for their service. Now, they're talking about it. They're in the talking stages. But when this is official, ESPN, well, Disney on ESPN, they're going to make a lot of money going this route, okay? And you're going to need a lot of content, okay? This is better than ESPN Plus, okay? This is better than ESPN Plus, all right? So just having Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, and Shannon Sharp all on ESPN is this the final nail in Fox Sports 1, okay? As far as them competing with ESPN, there's no competition, okay? There's absolutely none, all right? Now, those are the two major ones I can see Shannon Sharp at. But a lot of people are not talking about the other networks, okay? It's quite possible he can go to NBC Sports. I don't think NBC Sports can offer him a big bag, such like the likes of Amazon and ESPN, but that is a possible destination, okay? I can also see him do CNN. I can also see him doing Entertainment Tonight. Or have a show on that's on Complex or Viacom. I can see him do those things. I can also see him do Barstool Sports because Barstool Sports has been struggling, and just to have Shannon Sharp under their umbrella. And now there have been talks that Barstool Sports, who's mainly an audio podcast, Club Shay will be awesome. Will be awesome on Barstool Sports. But there have been talk that Barstool Sports wants to have a network of original content, a visual original content, and ushering in that type of format featuring Shannon Sharpe would be very beneficial to Barstool Sports. So that's a possibility. There's also a possibility of Shannon Sharpe going back to CBS Sports. CBS Sports, hasn't been the same. Okay, and CBS Sports is on a downcline. It's not going up; it's going down. Yeah, they have some personalities like Jim Rome, and Phil Smith. What's his name? That quarterback for the Giants back. Phil Sims. Okay. But other than that, they don't have anybody, phenomenal. And CBS Sports would love to reunite back with Shannon Sharpe. Now, if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Shannon Sharpe started on CBS Sports, and due to an accusation in a elevator, CBS Sports let go of Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon Sharpe was pretty much blackballed in sports media. And he was just, making his rounds. Okay, he would make appearances on the NFL Network, but the NFL Network didn't give him the type of job that he once had with CBS Sports. He also made the rounds with ESPN. He was just a featured person that will come in every now and again. Okay. And it gotten so bad for Shannon Sharpe. A lot of people seem to forget about this. Shannon Sharpe once was doing NFL games on Twitch. He created a Twitch channel. He had a following on Twitch. Okay. And if it wasn't for Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe would still be doing Twitch. People would never appreciate the talent of Shannon Sharpe. People would never appreciate the work that Shannon Sharpe puts as far as being an interviewer, okay, and the range as far as who he can interview. Shannon Sharpe can pretty much sit down and interview with anybody, and it will be a phenomenal show. So no one would know or appreciate Shannon Sharpe if Skip Bayless didn't give him a second chance, particularly in sports entertainment. And when he created his show Undisputed, he was looking for a debate partner. And you can clearly tell that final month at ESPN, Skip Bayless was sparring with other debate people on First Take. And Skip Bayless saw some chemistry with Shannon Sharpe on his final month on First Take. And when he left ESPN, when he left First Take, he brought Shannon Sharpe with him to FS1, Fox Sports 1. And the rest, they say, is history. Now, over the course of 7 years, Shannon Sharpe popularity was on a rise. It was on an up climb. It was on an uptick. Okay. Shannon Sharpe on social media was on a rise. It was on an uptick. Everyone called him Unc. Everyone liked the antics, the flamboyance of Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed. He brought a goat on Undisputed. He mixed drinks on Undisputed. Okay, he would do skits on Undisputed, and he got ultra popular doing that. Okay, people forgot that Shannon Sharpe was a Hall of Fame tight end in the NFL. Okay. And then he got ultra popular, super popular, and he gotten more popular with Skip Bayless. Now, I will say this, okay? Before we get into the jealousy factor that Skip was jealous of Shannon Sharpe being popular, let's just face facts and face reality, okay? A dead corpse is more popular than Skip Bayless. You don't really have to do a lot to be more popular than Skip Bayless on social media. Okay. Before and after Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless is always going to be the guy that you love to hate. Okay. You hate this individual and you hate his takes, okay? And he's never going to be in a situation where he's more popular than whoever he's debating against, okay? So, for the people to say that Skip Bayless was popular of Shannon Sharp's popularity, I don't know what you're looking at. Okay, Shannon Sharp was popular to Skip Bayless when before his rise on Undisputed. Okay, he's Shannon Sharp is an energetic, entertaining, funny, comedic, informational type of personality. Okay, which is rare to find in this world. But he was already more popular um than Skip Bayless because popularity means you have to be likable. Shannon Sharp is more likable than Skip Bayless. Now, if you pair Shannon Sharp with anybody else that's more likable than Shannon Sharp, are we then going to reach a conclusion that Shannon Sharp is jealous of that person because that person is more popular than Shannon Sharp? Or cooler heads are going to prevail and say, no, that person is more likable than Shannon Sharp, and we just keep it moving and keep it pushing. All right. So, everyone's spewing this nonsense about, Skip Bayless is Shannon Sharp is more popular than Skip Bayless. Well, duh. Okay. Uh, did you need a clue for that? Okay. But anyway, so, okay. So, yeah, people, those are the possibilities of places that Shannon Sharp can gravitate to and do and get work there. Now, what a lot of people are not illustrating or not talking about is how fast can Shannon Sharp get to those networks or to those media companies. And I'm pretty sure there's language in their agreement where he has to stay on the sidelines as far as their competitors go. He can't join a competitor for like a year, possibly 2 years. Now, judging on the type of relationship he had with the personnel, the powers that be at Fox Sports One, they're probably going to do him a favor and do him a solid, and probably he won't be able to join any of their competition for like a year later. But we won't know about that until the agreement is made public, and I don't see this agreement being made public. All right. I think, I don't think anything or any part of this agreement is going to be made public because it's not going to benefit Shannon Sharp to let the world know about this agreement. Okay. It's not going to benefit Fox Sports One to make all this public. So, this is about doing business. This is business 101, folks. This is not being messy, and this is not, fumbling the bag. All right. So this is business 101. All right. And you can tell that he had a great relationship with the executives over there at Fox Sports One. It's just a simple fact that Skip Bayless had a greater relationship with those personnels. Okay. They didn't offer Skip Bayless one great contract. They offered Skip Bayless two great contracts. And they want to continue to do business with Skip Bayless because they know Skip Bayless draw the numbers and draw the ratings. Now, as far as Skip Bayless being popular on social media, as far as Skip Bayless being likable on social media, as far as the viewers or the fans of FS1 or Undisputed liking Skip Bayless as a person, no one cares about that. The only thing they care about is ratings and making money off the ratings. I think Undisputed is going to still have the same ratings with or without Shannon Sharp. And I always tell this to people: if Shannon Sharp was all that in a bag of chips, then how come they could never overtake First Take? Now, logically, they couldn't overtake First Take because ESPN is in more households than Fox Sports One. Okay, that's the gift and the curse of wagging up with Fox Sports. Working with Fox Sports One. You knew that on the outside going in. All right, but a lot of people are going to have to come to the realization that that is the facts. Now, even when Shannon Sharp was paired up with Skip Bayless, and they was, they did their antics and they debated with one another, they argued with one another. They still could not be a major player in the ratings race between them and First Take. So to that I say, Shannon Sharp is going to be gone. The possibilities are endless where he can go to, but I really do feel like logically, as of right now, this short term logically, I think he's going to continue his good work over there at Club Shay Shay and continue to do the good work there, building that brand. He had got 1 million plus subscribers on YouTube. He's still going to do the antics on social media, and he's just going to be good in the hood doing that. And just wait it out until his agreement is done, and then we'll have to see where he goes. But logically, long-term logically, the choice is him. Now, who knows? He might do a deal with FanDuel and do a Pat McAfee. Just be independent, do some major sponsors, promotions like FanDuel or whatever, and still do Club Shay Shay. And who knows, may do a live Shannon Sharp show on his YouTube channel that's going to be sponsored by FanDuel or whatever. Okay. He can do that and do a Pat McAfee and do a better Pat McAfee. And then maybe a year or 2 years, I don't know how long in the agreement that he can't join a competitor. We can have this discussion at a later date when he's out from the agreement and he's considered a free agent. The choice is his as far as the big major companies, sports media giants, signing him. Okay, we'll worry about that once we cross that bridge. Now, on the other side of the fence, we got to talk about Skip Bayless and the possibility of a replacement for Shannon Sharp. Now, before we begin, I first like to state this. It's not going to be easy finding a replacement for Shannon Sharp, similar to what ESPN and First Take did, finding a replacement for Skip Bayless to debate against Stephen A. Smith. They had Max Kellerman. Stephen A. Smith said publicly on a podcast that the chemistry wasn't even there with him and Max Kellerman, and he felt like, since he's the executive producer and he can make these decisions, he felt like he needed a change, and Max Kellerman was no longer featured on First Take. Now, I know a lot of people in the comment section on social media said that, well, the real reason why he got rid of Max Kellerman because a lot of the Terrell Owens comment that Max Kellerman is more black than Stephen A. Smith. A lot of people gravitate. I mean, that's just people just being messy. But if you look at it on the outside looking in, you can clearly tell there was really no chemistry with him and Max Kellerman. Okay, on a smaller extent of Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless in their later years, you started to see that there was no real chemistry with those two either. Okay. As far as them working together, you can see them in the studio. You can see the possibility of chemistry there once the cameras were rolling. But once the cameras were off, there was no relationship after that. Okay. With Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. They didn't hang out or do anything. And the same thing on a smaller portion, on a grander scale with Skip and Shannon. Okay. So, I say all that to say it's not going to be an easy job to find someone to debate with Skip Bayless. Now, I have a list, and I told you about my list. Mad Dog Russo, but he inked a deal with ESPN, so he's off the table as far as a replacement for Skip Bayless. So if you look internally into Fox Sports 1, Nick Wright would be perfect to debate uh, Skip Bayless. Okay, hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had some air bubbles and I was trying to burp. Okay, so I do apologize if you're listening to this live and you heard me say I had to burp. I do apologize. Okay, but anyway, so let's just start internally with Fox Sports 1. Um, Nick Wright will be a good fit for Skip Bayless. You know, they can still do the LeBron James versus Michael Jordan go topic if they want to go that route, because all these topics are going to be based on what Skip Bayless wants to talk about since he owns the show. All right. So you got to find someone that's heavily knowledgeable about LeBron James as well as Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So they'll still be able to do that. Plus, Skip Bayless like the Dallas Cowboys. I think Nick Wright, he doesn't hate the Dallas Cowboys, but I think he's good to debate against Stephen A. Smith about the Dallas Cowboys. Um, and his range as far as sports go, his sports knowledge is through the roof. And you know, but if you've been paying attention to Fox Sports 1, particularly First Things First, you know, Nick Wright is a younger version of Skip Bayless. Everyone hates Nick Wright, okay, because of his takes. So having two hateable people on one show, it can go either one or two ways. It you know, the sky's the limit as far as the popularity of that show. Or two, you start seeing people not watching First Take because of, you know, of the likability of the two people. All right. To me personally, I think the show would do numbers. They would do the same numbers, a little bit more numbers if it was Skip Bayless and Nick Wright. I think that's entertainment television. That's gold right there that people are not appreciating right now. Excuse me. And a lot of people are not really they're seeing this from the forest. Okay, I think that'd be an excellent choice to replace Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. Okay, now a lot of people, I'm gonna go ahead and just a lot of people are suggesting Joy Taylor. Now this will be an unusual dynamic, particularly in debate television, because this will be a first. Now, Fox Sports 1 could advertise this as a first, the first debate show where a male and female are the hosts of a debate show and they're debating one another. Okay. I feel like a lot of women groups would get on to this because of Joy Taylor debating against Skip Bayless. I can see this being internet gold, but I also can see this down the road where if a domestic violence incident happens to a player, or if there was a mix up, or someone took what Skip Bayless saying wrong, I can also see this being a PR nightmare. But the numbers will be okay. I don't think they're going to be necessarily huge and great, because Joy Taylor, if you follow Joy Taylor on social media, she has this appeal of not being likable. Now, she has moved from where she used to be on social media. Everyone used to hate Joy Taylor's takes on social media, and she would get so much criticism and so much flack. Now, if you've been noticing Joy Taylor, she doesn't tweet that much, but she does post on her Instagram the pics. And she's a beautiful, attractive woman. So when she goes to social media, she she shows off her strong uh, 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 parts about her, which is her being attractive and her being beautiful. Okay, if you got it, use it, flaunt it. Okay, and less about tweeting. All right, now she on Speak for Yourself. Now it's called Speak. She's an excellent host. Her, and Colin Cowherd saw something in Joy Taylor that Skip and Shannon didn't see in Joy Taylor as a moderator. I think Joy Taylor was a terrible moderator uh, on Undisputed, and I've said that numerous times. But it was something. It was terrible, but you could deal with it because they didn't allow her to interject. And when she moved to Colin's show, you started to see the range. You start seeing the dynamic of Joy Taylor. You started to appreciate Joy Taylor even more. And now she's doing Speak, and she's debating against, these other entities over there. I think it's easier to debate when there's like 3 or 4 people on a show versus debating when there's just one person. Okay, because there's going to be some days where you're not going to have. It's not going to be a good day for you. All right. So Joy Taylor, that's a solid choice, but I don't think it's better than the Nick Wright choice. Okay, as of right now, as we go down through this list. Okay, feel free to hit in the comment section who you think they should get. All right. So moving on from that, we go from Joy Taylor, and we're gonna stay on Fox Sports 1, Chris Broussard. Now I think Chris Broussard would be an excellent debate partner with Skip, debating Skip Bayless. But the problem I have with Chris Broussard, I think he's great on sports topics. He's even better when he's talking about the NBA. Now he's got range and other topics of discussion, but people are going to take this the wrong way, what I'm about to say. But I feel like Chris Broussard is too likable. That good and evil dynamic. And I'm not saying Skip Bayless is evil, but I just think Chris Broussard is too likable, and I don't think it's going to do the show justice. They're not going to have a lot of controversial moments. Now, Chris Broussard does argue with Rob Parker, but sometimes when you're listening to the radio show, it seems like uh, it's not authentic. Okay. And he's not really, really mad. Okay. Sometimes it comes off a little fake and flaky. All right. And I just, is it a better choice than Joy Taylor? Yes. But is it an upgrade? I don't think so. But it's something that you can put on the list. Okay. Now, Rob Parker, on the other hand, I feel like that will be old media back in the day when Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless debated. So you'll get that version, but on a lesser level. But I feel like a lot of viewers may not know Rob Parker. A lot of the young viewers are not going to I think you're going to lose the younger demographic viewers because they're going to look at like who in the hell is Rob Parker? Okay, I think this will entertain the older viewers that know Rob Parker, but not necessarily the younger viewers. And I think it'll do numbers, but it wouldn't do great numbers. Okay. So that's Rob Parker. I think I think that decision is a little bit better than Joy Taylor. All right. But as of what I'm saying right now, I haven't seen anything that's better than Nick Wright and Skip Bayless. Okay. Even though there's reports out there that saying nobody wants to work for Skip Bayless. Look here. You will find a million plus people, including yourself, that would want to be paid millions of dollars to be on national television to debate somebody you probably don't respect or you probably hate low key, but you're willing to do that job because those jobs are hard to come by. Not anybody gets these jobs. All right. So for anyone to sit up there, any content creator, and I heard a lot of content creators and even Marcellus Wiley talk about this. Oh, nobody don't want to work. Nobody want to work with Skip Bayless. Nobody want to work with Skip Bayless. Marcellus Wiley will give up his YouTube channel to be on First Take. All right. So I mean on Undisputed. So let's not fall into that everybody don't want to work with Skip Bayless nonsense. Okay. If Fox Sports One pays you $1 million to debate Skip Bayless 5 days a week, you would do it. Okay. So let's quit that fake narrative. All right. So let's just move on. All right. Even though you may not respect Skip Bayless's take, you may not respect Skip Bayless as a human being, you still going to work alongside him. I mean, show of hands, how many people are working at 9-to-5 jobs? And there's a co-worker in there that you cannot stand for some strange reason. You just don't like this coworker. This coworker is not popular, okay? But did it stop you from getting your bag? No. Did it stop you from no longer working with this coworker? No. Okay. So yeah, let's stop the nonsense. Okay, stop the nonsense. All right. So moving on from there, okay. And we're gonna stay in house with Fox Sports One. A lot of people are proposing maybe Colin Cowherd. Now, I can see that dynamic, but I don't see that dynamic simple because you'll be killing you'll be killing two of your best shows, which is Undisputed and the Colin Cowherd show. All right. And I just don't see those two alphas coexisting in one environment. All right. So I just don't see that. I guess I don't see that working, but I can understand why people are saying Colin Cowherd. Okay. Feel free to comment in the comment section of who you think can be a replacement for Skip Bayless. Okay. So now we done talked about everybody. Acho. I feel like Acho and I have big up Acho for quite some time now. I feel, and I've said this in a video and I've said this in a live stream on this channel as well as Just My Opinion channel. That's my sports channel. It's in the description below. Subscribe to that channel. I've said this multiple times on that channel as well as this channel as well. Emmanuel Acho will be perfect for Skip Bayless. Okay. From the perspective of Acho thinks he's an intellectual, and when he debates, he has he thinks outside the box of debates. Okay, when he debating somebody or when he's arguing with somebody, he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room when he's clearly not. Okay, and I think that would do magic on television. I think Skip Bayless will run rings around him because of the simple fact that Skip Bayless is more knowledgeable than Acho. Not to say Emmanuel Acho is stupid. I'm just saying, look, Skip Bayless have seen a lot in sports entertainment. Emmanuel Acho has just scratched the surface. Okay. I think Emmanuel Acho will fit perfectly in the topics that Skip Bayless wants to talk about, which the GOAT debate and Tom Brady and the Dallas Cowboys. Emmanuel Acho used to be a former NFL player. And I feel like Emmanuel Acho is, and you're going to, when I say this quote, people are going to think of this the wrong way, but he's easy on the eyes. And it's not the fact that I'm looking at him as being attractive. Pause. I don't judge men. But when I mean easy on the eyes in a broadcasting level, He's not going. His ego is he's not going to base his opinions on his ego. All right, he's going to leave his ego at the door, and he's going to try to challenge you with the tools that he have in place. He's not going to be thin-skinned. He's not going to get irritated when you challenge him. Okay, he's not going to get frustrated and flap. He just out of his mind when you say something. You're not going to knock him off. But if you say that Emmanuel Acho didn't have much of an NFL career, when you go that level, it's not going to be perceived as a dig or an attack on Emmanuel Acho. He's not going to be that thin skinned. When look, Skip and Shannon made some great moments uh over there in Undisputed, but they have also had some bad moments. Okay, let's just face facts, face reality. And whenever it just felt like to me on the outside looking in, when Stephen A. Smith he would appreciate people more that he has no relationship with, has never worked with, has never had a conversation with. It seemed like he appreciated those people, those people that he liked more than Shannon Sharp. The few times they had Little Wayne on Undisputed, uh, Skip Bayless would love to be around. You can just feel the vibe between him and Little Wayne. And I think that irritated Shannon Sharp over the course of time. I think he tolerated it in the beginning because at the end of the day, in the beginning, Shannon Sharp didn't have no offers to go anywhere else. Nobody wasn't even paying attention to Shannon Sharp. Everyone didn't appreciate what he brought to the table. So he had to allow me to reintroduce myself moment. And when people said, "Oh man, I didn't know Shannon Sharp can do this. I didn't know Shannon Sharp had this type of range." Okay, we should have signed Shannon Sharp years ago. Okay, now when Shannon Sharp's star is brightening, now people appreciate Shannon Sharp more. Okay, but in the beginning, when he lost his job at CBS Sports, he was floundering like a fish, trying to get in where he can fit in. Okay, now he's the place to be. Everybody wants to live in. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so back to who could work with Skip Bayless. And now we're going outside of Fox Sports One, because I feel like Emmanuel Acho in Fox Sports One, if they replace Shannon Sharp with Emmanuel Acho, I think that would be perfect. That would be a safe choice. Does it move the knob on the ratings? Possibly not. Okay. And there's probably going to be some moments if they work together where people start liking Skip Bayless's takes. Okay. So, because of Emmanuel Acho trying to be an intellect and trying to think outside the box, when he have moments like that, he flounders and it just doesn't come out well. Okay. So outside first Fox Sports One, Brandon Marshall. I feel like Brandon Marshall is one of those unappreciative sports personalities that no one has scratched the surface with. All right. Do Brandon Marshall have bad takes? Yes, but so does everyone else. Even your favorite sports analyst has bad takes. Okay. I think Brandon Marshall will fit perfectly with Skip Bayless. I'm going to run through these real fast, real quick. JJ Redick. I don't know JJ Redick's contract with ESPN. I don't know. There's, I don't. But if JJ Redick was free or was able to get out of his obligations with ESPN, let's just say obligations, and he becomes a full-time debating partner with Skip Bayless. I think that is viewership gold. JJ Redick's take, he's from the new media. Skip Bayless is from the old media. And then you can start seeing the dynamics between the two, okay, which would be ratings gold. I don't think JJ Redick is thin skinned. I don't think JJ Redick is going to be flabbergasted if Skip Bayless appreciates other athletes more so than JJ Redick. Okay, so there you have that. Um, someone mentioned Kendrick Perkins. Like I said, I don't know his obligation with ESPN. I really don't see that. Okay, that I would have to watch a few shows. I don't think Kendrick Perkins has the range. He's not he's not entertaining to me. He says a lot of funny things. He's knowledgeable, but I don't know nothing more than that. Okay. Um. Now, I'm trying to think of the guy that's on NBA radio. And give me a second here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna just try to find. I'm just gonna try to find him on social media, and I think there's a possibility, a scenario where you there's a possibility that that could be a good fit on NBA radio. But yeah, while I'm looking for that, if you guys got anybody that you think that could that you guys think that could be a possible Shannon Sharp replacement at Undisputed, go right ahead, comment down below. Man, it is hard to find your web browser on your tablet. But nevertheless, we're going to get into it. We're going to do it like we could do it. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just do this. NBA radio host. Okay, here we go. This is the person I want to talk about. And I think another person that would fit well with Stephen A. Smith is Eddie Johnson. I think Eddie Johnson's takes on NBA radio are very polarizing. Okay. And Eddie Johnson played with a lot of the players Skip Bayless liked in the good era of 80s and 90s, and I think Eddie Johnson and Skip Bayless would have a ratings goal. Now, the same problem I had, the same concerns I had with this pick is the same concerns I had with Rob Parker. I think if they go this route, the younger viewership is going to say, who in the heck is Eddie Johnson? Okay, so I think they'll have those same problems if they you know choose an Eddie Johnson. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the interweb, see who else they give me a second. Give me a second here, folks. Oh, shoot. It still didn't do what I wanted to do. Okay, so yeah, those are the possibilities. Um, I just don't see no one else now. People are gonna start throwing out names like Jalen Rose. I think I don't know how his situation is with ESPN. I don't even think he wants to leave ESPN. He got a multi-year contract with ESPN just recently, like a few years ago. Um, uh, Jay Williams, I think he already done signed to ESPN, so he's off the boards. Um, and it's not going to be someone now. It's not going to be someone that's not in sports entertainment. In other words, I don't think Skip Bayless is going to choose someone that's famous in other entities, like in celebrity news or reality world, reality TV. He's not going to choose. It's going to be somebody that I feel like with Skip Bayless, it's got to be someone that he has a rapport, a respect factor for, and has worked in sports entertainment for quite some time. All right. I think can lightning strike twice where Skip Bayless just pulls somebody like I forgot his name. He was a tight end for Tony Gonzalez. I think that's the undercard. Do not be surprised if Tony Gonzalez becomes the replacement of Shannon Sharp. I think with Tony, uh, he's very humble. He accepts who he is. Uh, he has his own views and his own takes, and he's going to, if he debates Skip Bayless, he's going to use stats and research. Okay, he's not going to take everything personal or too personal. And I feel like this could be the makings of something beautiful where now I don't think Tony Gonzalez is on social media that much like Shannon Sharp. He's not flamboyant, okay? And I think that will be if they get Tony Gonzalez, I think that pleases the older demographic. It will definitely please the younger demographic who that same younger demographic didn't even know who Shannon Sharp was. They didn't even realize Shannon Sharp played in the NFL. Okay. They just like him. They just knew him from social media. Now, that is the limitation with Tony Gonzalez. He's probably not on social media that much, or they don't call Tony Gonzalez on social media. But I feel like Tony Gonzalez is a wild card, and I think that's the best choice of the choices that I just mentioned on this live stream. Okay. Um, but yeah, but ultimately, I feel like this ultimately going to happen. I feel like when Undisputed start back up again, when they come back from their summer break, um, they're going to have a format similar to, and I said this on both of my live streams. Do not be surprised for the foreseeable future, or probably from now on. Skip Bayless has a rotation of debate partners that come and debate him every single day. Chris Broussard will be in that rotation. Nick Wright will be in that rotation. Possibly Rob Parker will be in that rotation. Joy Taylor will be in that rotation. Emmanuel Acho will be in that rotation. They probably will just use everybody from first that's on Fox Sports 1 umbrella as part of that rotation, similar to what ESPN did with Stephen A. Smith. And First Take numbers grew from that. Now, First Take also had Irvin Magic Johnson in that rotation. They had Michael Irvin in that rotation. They had Christopher Mad Dog Russo in that rotation. Why did I mention those names? Those are personalities that are not signed to ESPN. Okay. So, yeah, you can utilize personnel from your network to be part of Undisputed, but you also want to have to think outside the box and get personalities that are not working for FS1. Okay. So, Tony Gonzalez, see what type of magic you can get from Tony Gonzalez. He's not part of the Fox Sports 1 umbrella. Oh shoot, he is. My bad. But still, having him in the rotation will be fine. Having Little Wayne in part of the rotation. And I also said this: there's a reason why Fox Sports 1 signed Tom Brady to that multi-year contract. He's going to do work for Fox Sports 1 and for Fox Sports programming. Okay. And it would not surprise me if he makes a guest appearance on First Take. Maybe not every day in the NFL season, but he probably going to be featured on Undisputed. Okay. And I feel like those moves that Fox Sports 1 did, they signed Tom Brady to a huge contract, and he was playing at the time. I think that rubbed a lot of ex-NFL athletes the wrong way. And it really rubbed Shannon Sharpe the wrong way, because Shannon Sharpe was never given that opportunity to while he was playing, be a media, make that type of money in the media game. Okay. But Shannon Sharpe has to realize in his playing day, it was rare for ex-jocks to get that type of money. It wasn't rare for ex-jocks or jocks that are closer to the end to get gigs on networks, but it was rare for an ex-jock to make that type of money while they're still playing in the National Football League on a high level. Okay. And that probably rubbed, and you heard a lot of ex-jocks from the NFL was rubbed the wrong way that Tom Brady has already got the money from Fox Sports 1. So when he leaves, when he's done playing professional football, he automatically got a job with Fox Sports 1. And it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Okay. But I can see them doing that type of rotation where every day there's a different person that he debates. I think that will revitalize. Hold on one second. Had to get some more. Some more fluid. But yeah, I think that revitalizes Skip Bayless and it gives him more energy. And you get the very best from Skip Bayless when he interviews different when he debates different personalities in different types of fields. I think that's very beneficial. And it's just I don't see a scenario where a Kenny Smith or Shaquille O'Neal or even a Charles Barkley leaving their network to work for, you're basically working for Skip Bayless. So you're not going to get the A tier of personalities that you can pair Skip Bayless with. You may pull from the B tier a few personalities from the B tier, but definitely from the C and D tier, you're pulling heavily from those two categories that's going to debate alongside Skip Bayless. But this narrative that, oh, nobody don't want to work for Skip Bayless. Look, if Fox Sports 1 offer you money to debate Skip Bayless once a week, you're going to take it. If Fox Sports 1 offer you a multi-year deal to be the permanent partner to debate against Skip Bayless, you're going to take it. All right. There's not a lot of jobs in broadcasting that you can just go to. Okay. It'd be different if, there were jobs everywhere in sports entertainment, but on a popular show like Undisputed, this, despise the fact that people don't like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless got that personality that people love to hate him. And people follow Skip Bayless on social media, on Twitter. And, people wake up every morning to hear what Skip Bayless is going to say about and make excuses for his Dallas Cowboys, which I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm more of a objective Dallas Cowboy fan, where Skip Bayless is not, but people want to hear his insight on the Dallas Cowboys, and people want to hear his insight on other topics. Okay. So yeah, I feel like, and I've said this in both live streams, I feel like this move was more of a money power move than what Skip Bayless has said in recent shows. The Damar Hamilton tweet, I think it has less to do with that, even though it's just more, it's just another log on the fire. I think him disrespecting Shannon Sharp, which was mutual. Shannon Sharp disrespected Skip Bayless on many shows. No one called Shannon Sharp to the carpet for that. So I don't understand why people were surprised when Skip Bayless started disrespecting Shannon Sharp. But that's that's another log in the fire, if you want to go to that, as well as the people say, quote unquote, the final straw when Skip Bayless said that Tom Brady was a better football player than Shannon Sharp, even though they're both going to be in the Hall of Fame. Shannon Sharp is right, but I hate to say this to Shannon Sharp, he was. If you look, I'm talking about when you look at their careers, and see, this is why I say when people like Shannon Sharp, when they make these ridiculous comments and they say the reason why LeBron James is better than Michael Jeffrey Jordan is because of his longevity. Okay. And about the individual stats that LeBron James has and going to have, like the NBA scoring record. And that's the reason why he's he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, and Michael Jeffrey Jordan is not the GOAT. Okay. First and foremost, I don't understand why being number 2 is a bad thing. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. And when people make comments like that, they don't realize that their own words end up biting them in the ass. Okay. Because if you're going to use the longevity argument, then should that apply to Tom Brady and yourself? Because Tom Brady, the only reason why he got those individual stats and achievements, even though he has won more Super Bowls, but you pull the Super Bowls to the side, the reason why he has those individual stats and achievements because of his longevity. So, Shannon Sharp, you can't say on one side of your mouth, LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan because of his longevity. But when Skip Bayless uses and applies that same argument and that same narrative to you and Tom Brady, then it's a bad thing. Okay? It's a bad thing. So I tell people, be careful when you make, first and foremost, the debate between Jordan and LeBron. I really feel like there's no debate, there's no discussion, because it was in 2 different eras. They never had the opportunity to play against one another in their prime. Okay. So I hate when people make these discussions and these GOAT topics and things of that nature. I mean, it's good and entertaining, but at the end of the day, It's just talk, all right? But Shannon Sharpe was so passionate about, and at one point, I mean, Shannon Sharpe once said Jordan was better than LeBron James. I really do feel like he chose LeBron James because he knew that that would irritate Skip Bayless. And plus, he was a huge fanboy for LeBron James. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about the talk between LeBron James and how ultimately LeBron James and Shannon Sharpe is going to be working together. All right. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I just want to finish this up. You can't make these discussions because they never played in their prime against each other. Therefore, there's no topic. But when you use these arguments, be careful. These arguments can turn around and bite you in the ass. All right. But yeah, I feel like Tom Brady had a better career than Shannon Sharpe. And that's not me. And I like Shannon Sharpe. I think Shannon Sharpe is entertaining and funny. But let's just face facts and face reality. Shannon Sharpe's career is not the same or the equivalent or even better than Tom Brady. It just isn't. Okay. So I don't know why he was tripping on that. Maybe because of the simple fact that Skip Bayless said it and it really irritated him. But that goes to show the thin skin, taking things too personal. Okay. And I think ultimately I feel like ultimately the real reason this was more about business. This was more about making more money. And this was more about getting control, owning your own IP. Not being an employee, but the employer. Okay. On a small portion, this was demonstrated time and time again throughout history, and more recently with Rory and Mal. Rory and Mal thought that they were equal partners to Joe Budden. And they had this same problem with Joe Budden. The problem with Rory and Mal was that was Joe Budden's IP. The powers that be talked exclusively to Joe Budden. The Joe Budden podcast ain't going nowhere unless it's approved by who? Joe Budden, not Rory and Mal. And that was the internal struggle that Rory and Mal had with Joe Budden. But Joe Budden has mentioned this, and Rory and Mal has mentioned this, that Joe Budden always wanted them to do their own thing. He didn't stop them from doing their own thing. It would have been great if they did their own thing under the Joe Budden umbrella. But they sort of did their own thing because they could no longer do the Joe Budden podcast. I'm not hating on Roy and Mal's podcast, but they should have done this a long time ago. Okay. And that's similar to what Shannon Sharpe. I mean, Shannon Sharpe is literally working for Skip Bayless. I mean, he works for Fox Sports 1, but as far as what the show Undisputed is going to do, he had no say-so in that. Therefore, you're working for Shannon Sharpe. I mean, Shannon Sharpe was working for Skip Bayless. Now, let's talk about this possible scenario that a lot of people are talking about. Well, not a lot of people are talking about, when it's all said and some believe that LeBron James is creating his own network, his own media network. And that will be huge for LeBron James in several ways. I'm going to say it's huge for it's huge for LeBron James to have his own network. That way he can push his own narrative. That way, all the, this narrative that he's better than Michael Jordan. I think slowly but surely, if he gets his own network, and he continues to push this narrative, there's going to be a time where people are going to actually believe that LeBron James was better than Michael Jordan. Okay. And a lot of people think that he's pushing his own network, not mainly for that, but mainly to, he feel like that he wants to be a major player in sports media. You know, a lot of people say that LeBron James, when it's all said and done, he's going to own an NBA team. I think LeBron James is thinking the sky's the limit. Like, the hell trying to own my own team. Why do I want to own my own team when I can own a stake or a piece in sports media? So there's talk that LeBron James wants to own his own media network. And there's a lot of people on his list that he's going to hire. One of those personalities is Shannon Sharp. So I can see a scenario where in his agreement, let's just say hypothetically, Fox Sports One says, well, you can't work for no media company or our competitors for 2 years. 2 years is a long time for a lot of people, but it's really not a lot of time, particularly when you can still work and just do something else and just bide your time. And I feel like in the next 2 years, LeBron James, I know he has a dream of playing with his son, but if he doesn't play with his son in the next 2 years, I can see a scenario where LeBron James just simply retires and go full time with this sports media network. It would not surprise me none if he introduced this sports media network while he's playing. And I feel like he's going to be really controlling the narrative on how people view and talk about LeBron James. Now, is this going to be a huge success? And when I mean a huge success, is it going to dethrone ESPN? I feel like ESPN is not going anywhere, folks, even with a LeBron James network. Okay. Is it? I think it's going to be more competition for Fox Sports One. And now with streaming, now you don't need satellite, you don't need cable to broadcast your network. You don't need YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. If you got the money, you can make your own streaming service. And LeBron James has that type of money. And I feel like it's going to be I don't think it's going to be an all sports media network company. I just think it's going to be, he's going to have different aspects and different shows. He's going to have politics. He's going to have similar to like LeBron James. He's going to have entertainment, politics, sports topics, things of that nature. But to have Shannon Sharp on something big like that will be very beneficial for this network to flourish. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure he's in talks and discussions of other people joining this network, but it's going to be amazing. All right. Now, I think Peacock is doing a movie on when LeBron James was in high school. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't think there's a lot of press role talking about it, but it is a movie that's going to be featured on Peacock. And I'll be honest with you guys, Peacock, out of all the streaming services, Peacock is the worst one. All right. I wish the best for LeBron James. I wish this story is going to be told, but at the end of the day, I just don't see it blowing up and people are going to be talking about it because it's on Peacock. It's not a lot of people are assigned to Peacock's free service, but I'm pretty sure to watch this movie, you're going to have to sign up to the subscription plan, even though it's $2 a month. I think it's $2 or $3 a month. It's not a lot. It's too much money to sign up for Peacock. I don't think NBC overall has a lot of content, first and foremost. Okay. Well, interesting content. Let's just say that interesting content. But yeah. So that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it. That's the whole shebang. All right. I've given it to you guys. Okay. I will say this. There will be no Too Early for This podcast next Saturday. Due to I'm going on vacation. Okay. But please I'm still going to be uploading videos all the way up to maybe Wednesday on this channel. I will do a live stream on Just My Opinion podcast. or I might do some videos on Just My Opinion podcast on the recent coaching signings in the NBA, give you guys my views, my opinions, my thoughts. But other than that, that's it. Probably won't hear from me until next week. Okay. Well, like in the beginning or in the middle of next week. I wish everyone have a safe, lovely, and productive weekend as well as next weekend. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Now, if something breaks, I'll put it in a video form and upload it, and that's it. But other than that, there will be no too early for this podcast next Saturday. Due to I'm gonna be on vacation, guys. I'm gonna take a 4-day vacation, and I probably won't be back to work till possibly Tuesday and Wednesday, and I probably won't be uploading no content until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, or maybe late next week. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that. But still, rate, comment, subscribe. If you support the channel, if you support the campaign, rate, comment, subscribe. Share this video with your friends, family, as well as your followers. If you want to support the channel even further, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. You can donate to me through Cash App or through Super Chat. It's your choosing, or super stickers. I've never, heard anything about super stickers, but Cash App, $ I'm Christy Down One. Miss Ryan donated to me a couple of live streams ago. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to start highlighting people that donate to me. I'm gonna put it in the comment section while it's live. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was supposed to do that this live stream and I didn't do it, but I will give a shout out to Miss Ryan. She donated through Cash App. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate that, Miss Ryan. If you're listening, uh, feel free and follow The Dream now. The Dream hasn't been uploading content recently, but she still has content on her channel. I dig The Dream. I thoroughly enjoy The Dream. So support her channel. Support her channel by subscribing, liking the videos, and just give her some love and some support. Just me, Nicole. I haven't been an avid viewer of her, but I really do appreciate her vlogs. She have beauty tips, things of that nature. I met her on social media, on Twitter. I subscribed to her page. She subscribed to my page. So really support Just Me, Nicole. And Makeup University. Now, she did a live stream yesterday. It only lasted like 14 minutes. I'm probably, once I'm done with this and doing some other things, I'm probably going to go and check out her live stream. Makeup University. If you got a channel that that you want to advertise, feel free to put it in the comment section. I'll go check out the channel, see what it is. If it's something I dig, I dig. If it's something I don't, I don't. But I do support smaller channels such as myself, because without us as smaller channels, us as content providers, YouTube wouldn't have a lot of content airing on their platform. So support the smaller channels like you support the larger channels. Okay. Once again, there won't be no too early for this podcast next Saturday, and I also take time and read the comments, but there are no comments. All right. So it is what it is. But anywho, I really do appreciate everyone stopping by and showing love and appreciation. Before you leave, please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. And that's pretty much it. That is definitely pretty much it. I do want to end this on a positive note. First and foremost, send prayers out to Jackie O and DC Young Fly's family, immediate family. their their kids lost a wonderful mother, and they need all the prayers and love that they can get. Um, and just send prayers out to them. And RIP to Jackie O. We lost Tina Turner last week. Now we lost Jackie O. Um, and be careful out there, folks. Be careful out there with these surgeries, because it's just too many horror stories about these surgeries. And just be careful out there. Just like who you are. All right. Just God created you this way. He created you in his image. So just like who you are. Okay. But if you feel like there's some changes that be needed, then make those changes. All right. But yeah, that's all I got. Guys, I will see you guys a week from well, almost 2 weeks. And like I said, there's no too early for this podcast next Saturday. So I'm up out of here. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag about, and I'm coming to you guys live from Coast to Coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. I uploaded 2 live streams and a video in the past 3 days. Go support those videos. You heard me? I'm up out of here. Deuces. Outro. And I'm out.